Did you hear it?
I haven't listened to it.
Oh, okay.
It's good. He's super dope.
Oh, bro, I literally forgot. All right, fuck the bullshit. Yachty, bro.
Oh, we haven't talked about Yachty yet.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I know there's something that like we really got to get into, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
The crash out was crazy on his birthday.
Damn. I loved our conversation about which one of us would be the first to crash out.
I think we agreed that it would probably be none of us, but if anyone, we said maybe me if there was
Spencer
substance
on like
involved.
a potential intoxicated night.
But like just sober, probably Osei, just because Miles doesn't use Instagram. But most likely to crash out just in life. Not in life, but like on some. It's Miles. It's Miles.
I'd like to crash out. No, cap. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I don't want to do all that, but if necessary. Yachty got on Instagram Live. Let's go back. The first time that Yachty really was getting into negative press was with Mitch. New A Safe Place podcast. He had Key Glock on. And there was a moment when they're kind of basically just talking back and forth about what you would do if like you need to come up and whatever. Mitch starts talking and he's like, oh, like if my homie was in a position like that, I'd tell him go get a job, da da da. And Yachty kind of just fires back at him like, you can't really say that because you were just like, you're speaking from a point of privilege basically because you had me in your life. And basically goes on a rant to like kind of like Lil Bro Mitch a little bit is what it felt like. Obviously, like I think we've all seen in A Safe Place that they kind of have a joking relationship. They fuck with each other like most homies do. You know what I mean? Like they play around a lot. You could tell that they throw jabs. You know what I
definitely.
mean? And this felt like an off-camera moment that probably wouldn't have amounted to nothing, but I think because it was on camera, kind of elevated things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I feel like niggas don't be taking shit too deep. When like shit happens off camera and it's just like personal to personal, like if you got a problem with it, you can address that right then and there. But when it's for public interpretation and millions of people to comment on, that changes dynamics and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think that's why it wasn't cool for Yachty to say that on the pod. I don't think that's something you say on the pod. I think you got to know how you're perceived and how that comes off. You know what I mean? And even if that is the truth, if everything he said was true and facts, like I still think that's an off-camera conversation. You don't embarrass your man, make him look smaller than you.
Hindsight is 20/20, right? I think that Yachty was dealing with some shit. I think that to me, as once again we're talking about crash outs. I don't think a crash out is like an immediate thing all the time. You know what I mean? I think something is festering. And now that we have the full picture, you know what I mean? We'll get into the Karrahbooo stuff in a second. Yachty was probably under a lot of stress and looking at shit a real different type of way with shit that was happening in the background.
Yeah.
Especially when that shit was like, I don't know the timeline, I don't know these niggas, but like, if I'm looking at like when shit is happening, this was probably filmed a couple weeks ago. This Karrahbooo shit was probably just starting heating up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think that could have affected some shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I had no reason to crash out on Mitch. That's not like you said, bro. You don't do that to your mans, bro.
But continue with what kept happening.
So that happens. People go crazy on the internet. People are hating on Yachty a little bit. Mitch isn't really saying anything. And then we obviously have the Karrahbooo news.
Yeah.
Where she's no longer in the Concrete Boys.
They parted ways a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Nobody said anything.
But someone on Twitter is like, I saw Karrahbooo and she kind of talked to me about why she's out. She basically asked, why did you leave? And she says, I was kicked out. And it was like she was bullied and all this shit. And that starts blowing up on the internet. So now Yachty's kind of just getting killed in every which way for like just how he's dealing with people. So the night before his birthday, night of his birthday damn near, right before the clock strikes midnight, this nigga goes on Instagram Live, bro. Instagram Live is never... That's the worst thing to happen to black people, like ever, bro. That's like, we could never go on Instagram Live. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like but I digress. Why do you need to tell people this? Mm-hmm. I'm in my like most heated moment. Like I'm just mad, bro. Yeah. Like I'm really, really hot. Why do I want to go on Instagram Live to show niggas I'm mad?
You felt wronged, right? He felt like he needed to clear the air. Like he was getting dragged through the mud and he wasn't gonna stand for it anymore.
Tweet. If you're gonna really go crazy, bro, tweet something.
Don't do none of it.
Tweet something.
But I feel you.
No.
Yeah, Instagram Live is always the worst situation.
Tweet something, go on the podcast and say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Control the platform.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Control perception. You know what I mean? If you're anybody in the world, you know what I mean? You don't want people to be able to timestamp where you at, what you was saying, what you was thinking, da da da. Especially live in the moment when you can't clean shit up. That's why this pod will never be live. Sorry, niggas. But yeah, Yachty goes on live and basically clears the air, like you were saying, and just goes crazy on everybody. Talking about how like he didn't even want to do the podcast and like he's doing this and put money in Mitch's pocket and like Mitch been living with him for like da 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 da. Like basically telling everyone how much he's done for others.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is always that's like the cardinal sin, bro. You don't do for people and hold over their head.
True.
That's crazy.
True.
You know what I mean? That's like you're not doing it to give, you're doing it for ego at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't, once again, like I'm not here to criticize nobody because I don't know him and I don't know the pressure that he was dealing with. I don't know what the internet, nigga, you see how pissed I was. I don't even get mad at comments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like when like shit's affecting our channel, you know what I mean? That's when I start tweaking. You know what I mean? That nigga could have probably been like, he's like, this is the brand. This is like, you know what I mean? This podcast probably making me money. I don't like how he's always like saying I never want to do the podcast.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. I don't know.
But it was interesting how much time Mitch got in that rant because it started with Karrahbooo.
Yeah.
It started with him saying, we never bullied you. I wrote all your raps. Here's the reference to the On the Radar verse that I literally crafted for you to be the star. He seemed really hurt. He said, you were my best friend and I totally have lost you. And we know the story how she was his assistant, right? Yeah. And he kind of, I'm looking for a better word than groomed. But really gave her the tools and the resources to be a rapper and be a successful one.
I didn't like how the other Concrete Boys got a little bit of strays too.
That was the worst part is he said, I dressed all y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put $20,000 earrings in all your ears. And it's like, damn, what did they do, you know?
I don't think they care. I mean, yes, it was bad, but I feel like they know how he is. They dropped a song the same day on Instagram. Like, I think they were just like, whatever.
Draft Day and DC2 Trill are hilarious. Camo ain't said nothing.
Yeah.
Camo, I like Camo. But Draft Day and DC2 Trill said, hey, shit got to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my shit. Draft Day posted, what you right or wrong.
Yeah, he said, hey, we like these $20,000 earrings.
You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it.
As long as you don't make me take them out,
and
you're right, boss.
Like, and Mitch even like, you know what I mean? Is like, we're going to do the pod. You know what I mean? Like, he tweeted today, like, anybody got Yachty's new number? Like,
Mitch said that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. Like,
Mitch is so funny.
Mitch is funny. You could tell Mitch is an adult. You know what I mean? Like, behind all the play shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think he knows how to handle himself. So I don't think he's going to overblow the situation. But I think this is just Yachty being a young nigga. Like, I think we've been talking recently about how, like, he's 27 years old. You know what I mean? Just turned 27. It's a lot of pressure.
Can I ask you a question? What is your, like, cutoff for young? Like, when does someone become old?
Someone becomes old.
How old are you?
I am 27 years old. That's why I'm asking.
Take that into account.
That's what I'm asking. Because you call Yachty young, but he's 27. That's a grown man to me.
He just wants you to call him young.
He's yeah, you know what I mean? He's like in the whole span of life young. Mm-hmm. Like in like
what other kind of young is there?
Like maturation, like rapper years. Or like athlete years. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's pretty old for a rapper.
Yeah.
28? Nah.
27.
27, he's been around. No, he's been around as rap. But I'm saying like as a human being, dealing with emotions and leadership, being the primary breadwinner. People, like he said, $900,000 in the hole. That's your joint venture with your name on it. That's a lot of pressure for a 27-year-old, yes?
I would say so, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of responsibility for a young nigga, I feel like. So I think but like in like rapper years and like experience within the industry, I think Yachty's a veteran at this point. You know what I mean?
Break.
You want me to call you young, Jose?
I don't care about that. I just want you to be consistent.
He loves consistency, this guy.
Well, Grandpa.
Wait, okay, all right, but I do have a question. Okay. But no, go ahead. Actually, finish what you were gonna say.
I was just gonna say, like, I think you stop being though like young, cool, relevant, tapped in with the culture. Like, you should like your opinion matters at like, and your opinion always matters a little bit, but like you're not like probably like
crazy buildup.
Like 30. 33,
33, 34.
You know, maybe this is why you're so stressed all the time.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you got like 8 years left until you don't matter.
Nah, you got to be established at that point. You
Or
got
10 years.
that's when you got to start putting young people like that are like understanding of the culture like in positions like around you. You know what I mean? Pause. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that one was young people in positions.
you know
That's
what I mean?
wild.
Like, but you know what? You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Young people in positions. I don't know if I
You have to
understand.
start learning.
Yeah,
from
I
the
understand.
youth.
I disagree.
Stupid.
I disagree. You know, I think everyone's on their own timeline, and you shouldn't, you know, compare yourself to anyone, no matter what age you are.
But you got to start leaning on other people who are factually just more within the culture than you at a certain point.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a fact. What was your question?
Yeah, I do have a question still. So I don't really know like where all this is legally, but from what I understand, Karrahbooo was signed to Yachty through Concrete, and then QC did a deal with her as well. She was wearing the QC chain. So what does that mean? Is she still with QC? Is she doing her own thing? I feel like she's still probably in that circle very heavily.
I don't know. I think they're probably figuring everything out right now.
Probably. And then the other guys too, did they ever get the QC deal? I didn't see them with the chains.
No, everyone got the QC deal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they all have the chains.
Okay. Got it.
You're crazy.
She's
You're
the only one
messy.
hitting your timeline.
This guy's messy, bro. This guy, he's not even looking for these niggas. He's one to hate. These niggas like they never got no chains.
So
You're
saying you're saying Concrete Boys was
it's a JV. At QC.
it was JV with QC, so everybody was signed to the same deal.
Yeah.
We assume.
Yeah.
Which I think you brought up in a previous episode that is a good reason that we thought the discrepancy might have started.
Mm-hmm.
Now it seems like it was a little more personal than that. And money shit can turn to personal shit real quick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You had another theory that I'd love for you to touch on.
I just feel like everything. I will not make any assumptions.
Did Lil Yachty have sexual relations with that woman?
I don't know, but I'm just like Yachty was sounding real hurt,
Yeah.
and not on some like make fun of this nigga shit, but on like like, and best friend. I don't know, bro. It just seemed like they were very
Yeah, best friends.
niggas was tight, bro. And I'm not here to start no rumors. We ain't no gossip shit, but like yeah, I don't know, bro. There's feelings were hurt, but Karrahbooo is definitely Karrahboo's Instagram story is kind of funny.
What was it?
She just all of them, bro. How she's like kind of shooting at him a little bit. You ain't seen that shit?
No.
She was basically like, obviously she got on stage and said, "Who ain't wrote it? Who ain't wrote it?" Da 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 da. And then she keeps saying, "Stop bullying me" on her Instagram story, and like leave me alone, and like everyone could see your character and shit like that. Like I don't know, like
I feel like Karrahbooo kind of a bully, bro.
I do too.
I could definitely see that.
Yachty was going in on her character on the rant, bro. He was like, "You are a shitty person. I have the receipts."
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can't. We don't know these people because like everyone
yeah.
is, and it's like who's judging who. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I could just see that like they're just like trying to throw nasty shots at each other. You know what I mean? At this point,
Yeah.
And like when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't remember like any positive qualities of a person. It's like I'm gonna think like nobody's perfect all the time.
Yeah. Where does Karrahbooo go from here? Do you guys think?
On tour
That's true with
Lotto.
Lotto. That's a great look for her.
Yeah, I think it's Karrahbooo, Mariah the Scientist, and Lotto.
I think that is very similar, honestly, to like what JT has had to do since the City Girls breakup situation. Like you have to kind of refigure shit out and like start from the bottom. You know what I mean? Because like I think the same way that like people did the videos of her last performance where no one was really there, and she had like an early slot at like a smaller festival. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Who are you
Like,
talking about? JT?
No,
Karrahbooo?
Karrahbooo. She
Yeah,
just performed yesterday.
That video was hate.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's just normal for that time slot. She's that level of artist. She's new. She's brand new as fuck. Like just because she's around in the media, she has to develop and work.
Yeah.
But JT, people were making fun of her when she was doing the clubs and
saw
bars and smaller performances earlier this year.
But it's like that's what you need to do as a developing artist.
Exactly. And like you got, especially when you're coming from a group environment, because that's a whole different performance dynamic. Now it's just you alone on the stage. You got to learn how to move that, learn how to have crowd control. So I think that there's still a lot of hope for her in her career. I think the BB Trick song that she just dropped last week was a very good look. That's international. That's popping. That's new. I think that's a really good look. And it's someone who's like cool with her in that same area. V's looks out for her. Like I think there's people around in music. Anicia and her are very, very close. So I think she'll be fine.
Word.
Concrete though, keep going, keep doing your shit. Yachty, happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, Yachty.
You know what I mean? Doing that, I don't know. Could you crash out on your birthday? I seen Joe and them talking about. They were like, I'm not crashing out on my birthday. I would though.
I think I have. Maybe. No.
I have.
Oh, say you crashed. How?
Yeah, let's get birthday crash out stories.
Well, usually my birthday is really nice, man. I've been to Miami. I came out here. I've done a lot of stuff. But my 23rd birthday was crazy, bro. 23rd birthday was crazy. Went out in DC with a couple friends.
This was like 08?
You said 08?
Yeah.
Oh, is that an old joke? See, I'm not even. It took me a little while. I'm not even smart enough to have gotten it. It was really layered. This was 2020. This is 2020.
Just keep going, bro.
So in 2020, my 23rd birthday, March, I went out, and yeah, we went out to a couple bars in DC. Got a little sauce. You feel me? That's what you do on your birthday behavior. But bro, like we got into a couple scraps, early on. And of course we won, the first few.
You got in fights?
Yeah, real fights.
Like multiple fights?
Yeah, multiple fights. I'm sauced. It's my birthday.
How drunk were you?
I'm turning up.
And like confrontation.
But then the last fight, I found myself by myself. And it was somebody we had previously fought.
He was following you.
I was sauced, bro. I was sauced. I just look up and just boom, bro.
Damn.
Fall to the floor, isolated, bro. Bro, I get back up. Someone drags me out. I'm like, oh no. Bro, I come out of the bar and I have a black eye like developing, bro.
No.
And this is 2020. This is March 2020. So the next day was my actual birthday. I went out to eat with my parents. Like we went out to, it was a pretty nice, we went to Four Seasons actually.
Nice.
So I'm in the Four Seasons, obviously great fit on.
Black eye.
Eating with my parents with a black eye, bro. Like I'm looking so crazy. And obviously they were concerned, but like it was my birthday, so they weren't gonna press the issue too much. They asked me if I was okay. I was like, I'm all good. And then a week.
Were they mad?
Nah, they weren't mad. They were just upset. They were concerned, obviously, for their son. And then a week later, the world shuts down. And I'm lucky because like I have this black eye, so I'm like I'm
I can't be outside.
I'm cooling in the house. I wasn't going outside anyway.
It's great timing.
I really thought he was in tune with God for a minute.
I graduated college. I was already like I had no reason to go outside. I had no reason to be anywhere. It was shut down. It was crazy.